comments in the stream. So let me finish texting everybody. Hello, stream elements. Going Green Mom. Hello, how are you doing today? Shauna Craft, love you, girl.
Yeah, there's some really great people.
I was texting and using the camera. I could do both. I like it. Look at that.
Right? Superman doing a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cape.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna something the other day. So we have Christopher Reeve's or from the Superman 1 and 2 and 3 movies at the museum, right? We got them there. I was at Planet Hollywood about 2 days ago, and they have a costume that says it was screen used also. So there must have been numerous costumes that he wore during the filming of that movie, because they had one right when you take the escalator, and we have like 3 of them in that museum. So it was like,
wow.
I don't know how many there are out there. But
so for anyone that's in the chat right now that isn't familiar with you yet, you do a lot of stuff in the community of
everything, our community.
With Superman.
That was a weird situation. Being a traveler, once you start traveling, you stop in these little towns and you get to meet local businesses and people. And sometimes people are so nice, they just start talking to you. And then and small community towns, they're the type of people that say, "Oh, you're sleeping in that truck over there? Why don't you come over to our house and have dinner tonight?" Then you go over and enjoy dinner with them. And this happens a lot of places, and especially in Metropolis, Illinois, it happened with a bunch of families. And so I kind of became part of the town community just because of the great business owners that would say, "You're not going to sleep in your truck tonight. You're going to stay in our mansion," or or just silly things. And so,
we have a lot of stuff to cover, Rick, in a very short time. So you have a second channel. Do you want to quickly talk about that?
It is Nomadic Hippie. What second channel? Superman?
Yeah. Well, how many channels do you have?
4. I don't do them all because I got death threats, and so I stopped posting on one. And the other one's just a small channel. My other channel that I stopped posting on, I was getting a lot of death threats, and it was growing pretty good. I was getting like 100,000 views on videos and everything, but it got too hectic. So, but I do have a security camera mounted on the side of the Superman Museum and over by the Sheriff's Department, aiming at the Superman statue, and it's just one of those street cams. And I totally like every 30 minutes I show commercial advertisements for local businesses, just trying to draw in tourism off the interstate.
I think I have a picture.
Yeah, the town is slowly disintegrating due to what the world situation is right now, and people just aren't coming out the freeway and traveling like they used to. And and there's 2 events every year: the Superman celebration, which usually draws in about 100,000 people. That guy had to get, and that's where most of the businesses make a lot of their money to survive throughout the year. It didn't happen. And then Morgan at the Super Museum puts an event on every year called Fall Back to Metropolis. And I was going to have an RV meet up there too. And that draws in like 15,000 people. And that kind of supplements it. And that could not happen this year. So that camera basically is to try and get the word out there, maybe to other YouTubers. They'll go there, ones with bigger channels that have a lot larger audience. And so I'm trying to bring other YouTubers into town to shoot videos, and then other people see it and just kind of draw in tourism a little. That's all the Superman statue is.
But I mean, it's really nice because you're doing everything that you can to revitalize that community. Maybe tell us about this picture.
Oh God, where did you get that? No. Uncle Lisa,
I have my ways, darling. I have my ways.
So there's a second museum in town that the people that own the Superman Museum own another museum. It's called the Americana Hollywood Museum. And Jim worked in Hollywood for years and years and years, and he accumulated movie props, everything from Disney's Rocketeer to Frankenstein's actual screen used boots from Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, and there's a bunch of stuff in there. And in the front yard, there's like a railroad caboose. And they told me, they said, look, you can have this whole thing, do whatever you want with everything. And came up with the idea of a Superman soup and sandwich, little baby restaurant. And as the money gets coming in, we're going to reopen that museum and maybe even do an indoor putt-putt golf course. I have all these stupid ideas.
You're very creative.
Yeah, my idea is like an indoor, outdoor putt-putt golf course. So I want to start off like classic Hollywood, black and white, and have everything like you're walking into a black and white cartoonish paint jobs. All the holes are black and white. And then on the 8th hole, maybe have it like Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy's in black and white and she lands, and when she walks through the house, everything's in color. So the last set of holes are all in color Hollywood movies. So so I'm kind of thinking stick with the Hollywood theme.
Very cool. Very cool. That's awesome. I'll just pull that down.
Yeah, if you want to be creative and can draw a soup bowl on that and a sandwich and then send it back to me, that'd be great.
There might be someone in the chat that's probably really good at it. Okay, now I have to warn everyone there's partial nudity in the next picture I'm bringing up. It's you, buddy. Sit back down.
Partial nudity? What are you talking about?
Now, this comes off of what you do on your live stream. So anybody that is not subscribed to Nomadic Hippie, you better subscribe right now. My moderators have been dropping the links, and it is in the description below. But this is an example of what you're going to find on his live streams.
Oh, God. Oh, there's no partial nudity there. You had me nervous. You had me nervous. I was going, where did you get? Look at what's Kermit the Frog doing back there.
And the little girl. I see the little girl up there.
That's a haunted room. And Uncle Lisa made that picture as a joke. And I was afraid to get my hair wet that night because, when you sleep in a haunted place and then you're in the shower, sometimes your mind plays tricks on you. So like sometimes you're in the shower and you see the bathroom mirror over there and you don't want to wash your hair, open your eyes and see a ghost in that mirror, or like your dead grandmother in the mirror or something. And so like I was in the bathtub and I didn't want to wash my hair and come up. And then so Uncle Lisa made that. That was a scary night.
Well, that live stream, you wanted to have everybody watching in case anything happened, but it's like, okay, I'm sitting in Canada watching this live stream. If something happens, I'm useless.
You are, but in my mind, I was safe with people. It was like, because you guys are my family, right? It's like we have a big YouTube family. And it's like at least somebody's watching. I feel like you guys are there, even if you're not physically there. So it's like, I don't know what, it was crazy. And then I lay down in bed, right? And I left the lights on because I couldn't sleep with the lights off. Because I'm always opening my eye to see if maybe there's those two little ghost girls are standing over my bed or something. Yeah, how creepy would that be? And they do up on when you come up the stairs, those two little ghost girls are always seen out of corner of people's eyes, standing right there. And my room was right there at the top of the stairs, and I was going, "What if they just float through the door and my bed is right here?" And so it was like I got nervous. We captured some good stuff on that hidden camera, so I got some good stuff on that. BB3 did a whole video about it. She took the clips of a lot of stuff. It was crazy.
This is an old mansion in Metropolis that you've stayed in. This is he is a Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, but I've only spent the night there one time. I go there and eat a lot and I hang out with everybody, but I've always been afraid to stay there. But they forced me to spend the night there that night. They said it's too cold. You need a bath. You haven't bathed. I haven't showered or anything like in 21 days. You stink. Go upstairs. We got a big bathtub and make yourself feel good. And they forced me.
I'm sure they did 21 days. I'd be forcing you too. I'd be like, here, get out the garden hose first before you come in.
I'm trying to woo a girl up there, right? I think woo is still a word. I think the kids still use that word. So I'm trying to woo a girl and I go up to give her a hug and she goes, "Oh my God, you stink." And then that's when the owners of the mansion says, yeah, you need to spend the night and take a bath.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, there is a difference when you're a true nomad. My goodness. I got a couple pictures I'm going to sneak up here, Rick.
Right. I went over 12 months without a bath or a shower. I went
What?
a whole year. Yeah, when I was in Iraq in the desert, we had water bottles, and you could take the bottle, turn it upside down, poke holes in it, and then hold it over your head and get wet that way. We did that, but that was our showers, was water bottles with holes poked in the bottom. And you just
And you were there for a year?
I was there for almost 3 years.
Oh.
I was not in Iraq. I wasn't only in Iraq for like 100 days, but in Saudi Arabia next door. That was when we were doing Kuwait. So, but we were, when we went into Iraq, we were only there for a short time, then went back to Saudi for the other 3 years.
So have you been anywhere else other than Saudi?
I've been up where you live a lot of times. I love Canada. Oh, yeah? Canada. Yeah, I love Canada. Oh my God, I was gonna say South Park, but but no. Yeah, I love Canada. Well, because of the movie South Park, the movie, when we went to war with you guys. I love Canada. Canada is like one of my favorite places.
Yeah, so. We're pretty peaceful folk, I'd say.
Very polite and nice. They're some of the nicest people.
I think most of us have just maybe more extreme emotions, so we seem nicer, but we can be mean too. I
have friends.
I'd like to know if you've been to Half Moon Bay.
In California? You guys didn't see me running around naked on the beach in Half Moon, did you? I don't know. There's a beach not far from there, up by Atascadero in San Luis Obispo, called Pirates Cove. Nobody knows this story. This is kind of messed up, but I just graduated high school, and my mom lived. My stepdad was like one of the head guys at Atascadero State Mental Institution, and they were doing the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and they were using him as an advisor. So I drove my motorcycle down there to hang out. And my grandmother drove up from Riverside, California at the time. And so we had a big family meeting or gathering at my mom's house, and we all went to the beach. I didn't know it was a nude beach. So I'm going to a nude beach with my mom, my grandma, my stepdad, my sister. And they're all ripping their clothes off and all comfortable. And I'm like the only... I'm the out of place one because I'm wearing swim trunks. It was crazy.
Oh my god!
It was like a family reunion at a nude beach, just not far from Half Moon Bay. That was crazy.
Jeez, my family, let's never have a reunion out there. Oh my gosh! So Aaron wants to know, where are you going south? He really wants to meet you.
When am I going? I'm in the South. Well, kind of, not anymore. I'm in Texas, but I live in Florida. I was yesterday I was in Georgia. Today I was in Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. Now I'm in Texas. I did all these in one day. Oh, but tomorrow I'm going to Minnesota. Not looking forward to that.
Yeah. Okay, I got a picture. No, you're a pretty good-looking guy in this picture. When did you get this taken?
Just not too long ago, after my haircut, or I think it looks like I had a haircut there, and I was obviously showered that day.
Well, you smell good from here.
This is the best way to know me. I think that's in Donner. That's on top of Donner, just up on the hill above Truckee, California.
Okay.
So that's New Mexico or Arizona on Route 66.
Did you take that picture?
Yeah, I had a HTC telephone, set it on the ground against a cactus and put the timer on.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm a ham on a camera. I'm afraid I hate live streams. I'm afraid of live. Oh, that's the TA truck stop. They used me as an advertisement.
So for anybody that doesn't know, Rick also is a truck driver. So you either live in it's an RV, right?
Yeah, a 1992 Holiday Rambler. Yeah, 92 Holiday Rambler, 33 footer, old, looks like Cousin Eddie. That's and a truck.
Oh, that's why you call it Cousin Eddie.
Because it looks like it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've seen the episode where I was in the Hollywood Americana, but we got all these mannequins and they're females, well endowed females. They're very realistic. But I want to cut the chest off of and Morgan, the owner of the Super Museum, wants to hook one up like Cousin Eddie. So when I go to Thousand Trails and stuff, I could wrap it in a robe and with the sewage hose and stuff and put it out in the front yard.
I'm not usually speechless. I'm like, I must be pretty.
Cousin Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna make a mannequin for me for the RV. So every time some people, they make those signs, such and such YouTube channel or whatever, and they make them out of wood, put them in front of their RVs. I'm gonna have a full-on mannequin.
You don't do anything half-assed, do you? It's all or nothing.
Looking at the side here, Camper Life was writing something. I thought he was in the stream, but we're in private over here, so I don't know what's going on over there. You probably can't see it. You can't see it. It's on my screen, I guess. I don't know. Things are popping up. Comments are coming in on mine from people texting in the stream, but personal texting at the same time. I don't know what. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I can't read that stuff though. Kathleen.
She's just spat coffee all over. Joe Van, we could do the Van Vida Travels meetup there. Oh, we'll have to do one in Canada and the US.
I can't wait till we can start, because I got my passport. I'm ready to go. I want to come up to Canada again. You never remember back in the day when we didn't need passports. I could just go to Tijuana if I wanted, or Juarez, or if I wanted to go. If I was up in New York and wanted to go to Niagara Falls, I could just cross over and go to the Hard Rock and then go and do everything. Now you can't do anything without a passport.
I don't know. I think that's much, much before my time.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I never needed a passport until I was 38, but I didn't travel since I was like an itty bitty kid till 38. Right. So.
Yeah, it's just all these scare things. It's like, I just want to go. It was so nice back then. We could just, you're down in San Diego and you go, what? You know what? I'm going to go get some tequila. Let's cross the border. Let's go down and raise havoc in Mexico. It was never a big deal. You can't do that. I feel bad for the people growing up nowadays that live in border towns.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, because it's like, because up there where you live, I used to come up. Used to be a Sega. I was into video games, but there used to be a Sega theme park in Montreal, I think. And I used to go
there. Not anywhere near me.
No, but when I think Canada, I just think it's just a little small place,
Yeah.
All of Canada in my mind is just a little tiny. So, but yeah, I used to come up there all the time, and I just cross over, go in and park and go to the Sega theme park and do all the indoor virtual reality stuff. And it was like, what? And now you can't do that. I don't even know if that place is still there, but
I don't know.
As a traveler, it's hard nowadays.
Have you been to like British Columbia on the very west coast?
On Victoria, the Victoria, British Columbia. There was a girl that I met online that her mom owned a flower shop. She was young. I like them young. So she was like, she was like 23, and her mom, and she kept inviting me up there. So I would go out to Seattle, and I would take one of the ferry boats on up, and I would go there. I never drove up that far in the truck or anything.
And so how far east have you gone? Just Montreal, or have you been to any of the Atlantic provinces?
Oh yeah, I've been all over the country. I went all over up and down the East Coast. I went all in the center of your country. I've been up to Edmonton, went to the mall. I've been everywhere pretty much.
Nice.
I use even the small farms you guys had. There's that big apple farm out there. The building looks like a big apple, and you go out there and you get your apple bread and cookies, and so yeah, I loved it.
Well, that's awesome. So, like, what are you doing now? Like, where do you park your RV when you're on the road? And like, do you have a set route, or could you be sent pretty much anywhere? Like, how do you balance?
You can't make any plans as a truck driver because you never know where you're going to be. And so right now my RV's parked at my company yard. So when I get home, I just park my truck right next to the RV, empty everything out, put it in, and it's usually a mess. And then me and my cat will I'll get her in there, and then we'll fire it up and head over to Thousand Trails. And I don't take a day off work. I work for about 2 months straight without a day off. That way when I go home, I accumulate all those weekends and I just put them into one big bunch of days off, and I'll park over by Disney and just hang out. So that's all I do.
That'd be fun. But the parks are very different now, you've said. Like, you're doing a lot of videos on kind of what some of those areas are like now.
It's weird with the construction and with the safety measures for what's going on in the world. It's like the safety measures have kind of taken over everything. Disney is they got it set up for it, but it's really not safe. If anybody's planning on going to Disney, I wouldn't. If you come down to Florida and you go to Universal Studios, they're very safe. I feel really comfortable at Universal. Disney, it's all image. They project that they're doing all this amazing stuff, and it makes people feel confident that they're safe, but they don't do anything. It's just all commercial. It's all, we're doing this, and this, but nothing's really happening. So
really?
I live there, and I'm stepping foot again, and I get in free everywhere. So it's like I will not step foot on Disney property until all this is over. I'm a Universal guy now for a while.
How do you get in for free?
Oh yeah, tell you my secrets.
Okay.
My grandfather was an animator back on like during Song of the South and those older movies like Sword in the Stone and some of that stuff. So he was an animator with Disney at the time, and so I could use that. But most of the time I don't normally do that. Most of the time it's due to friends, or sometimes I'll have a pass, and it's multiple ways. But I can get in free from my name and my grandfather's name, or I get in free just because I help all the kids that work there now. I helped raise about 30 of them. I don't know. My ex-wife, she's a marine biologist, and we were never together. I was driving, she's a marine biologist, and then she started working with this bear relocation thing out in Yosemite National Park. And so she was out there, I'm in Florida. And so this whole time I'm by myself, and so all the little girls, for some reason, whether they're young girls or old girls, all my friends are female. And but so I just made friends with all these kids in this apartment complex, and they'd all come over and play video games. I left my door unlocked while I'm at work. All these kids would be in my house, and all their parents didn't care, which I found odd. I was like the creepy guy with a video game system that all the kids were coming to. But for some reason the parents trusted me, and the kids would spend the night, and then sometimes the parents would come over and they clean my house for me, and all those kids grown up, and they think of me as kind of a second dad. And now those kids are working at places like Disney and Universal and iDrive and stuff. So it's kind of it's all coming around in my favor.
Well, that's good stuff. I love this comment. Kathleen Klein says that you, as a truck driver, you can get into Canada, so you should come and load up my ambulance and take it across the border, and then I just fly and meet you.
I can do that.
Except I just, you can do that?
As a truck driver, I still have to use my passport though.
Yeah.
But I do have my passport, and I
just
was going to Thailand.
Leave of absence. So I'm like, no, oh no, don't tell me it could have come true.
Is that your issue right now? You can't bring it across the
we can't drive across the border. We can fly over it, and there are some people that have found the loophole that if they have their vehicle shipped out there, they can meet it there, but they also have to get it shipped back then.
You don't want to come here anyway.
Yeah, you know,
no countries want us right now because of our failure with all this. It's like that should be a sign right there. You don't want to come. Unless you come down, go to Key West, down by where I live, and that's a safe place. Come on down to Key West.
I don't know. I think I'm too old of a woman to hang out with you, Rick. 23 years old. How old were you?
I was probably in my late 40s, early 50s. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, you're definitely out of my age group.
I'm way too old. Oh my goodness. Oh man. But you do a lot of online dating with the whole, being a nomad no matter what you're doing.
So I have some of the kids that are grown up now stole my phone and signed me up for Bumble, Tinder, Pick Your Fling, all this stuff.
I've never used any of those.
Don't use them. They're fake. It's like the best. They go, oh, you got to live in the modern times. Everybody's dating online now. I go, what are you talking about? Everybody's dating online. Oh, that if you want to pick somebody up, go on a date, hang out. If you just want a quick fling, if you want a long-term relationship, this is how you do it. That's not. I like, like I'm in a Denny's parking lot. Like say they got a nice waitress in there. How hard is it? Hey, what time you get off? Would you like to go out for coffee after you get off? And do it that way. That's what I like. I like, or I can't do this online stuff. I can't do it.
I find online, I call them cut and paste people. Oh, this sounds fantastic. I'm going to cut and paste this into my new personality. Yeah. I don't think anybody's presenting themselves as real on there. And you don't get that chemistry connection just through messages, right?
Well, the thing is too is girls get free stuff, right? When they join these websites. Guys, it's $14 for 10 messages, and then when you're done with the 10 messages, you have to pay another $14. And so sometimes you get these girls on there, and they'll go, oh, I loved your photographs in your profile. You're the first guy that's ever put photos on a profile or something like that. I would love for you to come over tonight and I'll cook you dinner and we can Netflix and all this other
Netflix
stuff.
And chill from the get-go. You know what's going on with that one. Even I know what that means.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what it means too. And it gets you excited. And you go, okay, well, here's my phone number. And you text in your phone number, right? And they go, or first in their text and their messages on the thing, they'll go, how soon can you get here? And I'll type in, I'm not sure. What's your address? Here's my phone number. Text me. And then so I'll put it in there in the thing, and then I'll wait on my phone, and then I'll see a message pull up in the computer. Oh, I don't feel comfortable texting just yet. I like to get to know the person here first. And I said, well, you just asked me how fast can I get there? And I think what it is, a lot of them are bots, and they're just trying to suck the money out of you. $14. And it's like,
the website itself has those bots.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. And they're pretending to, and it's like they're real people, but I think they may be real people, or they may have like thousands of canned messages and responses, and just to keep you suckered in, And it's like, I spent like $100 trying to just ask a girl out to dinner. And I go, okay.
I tried online dating like 7 or 8 years ago, and like people did put pictures up, but the pictures could be 20 years old. Like there's a profile picture of a guy with like maybe a 4-year-old child with them, and then you're messaging and it's like, oh, is that your son in the picture with you? Yeah. How old is he? Oh, he's like 20. Wait a minute. You go back and you look at that picture again. You go, that's not a 20-year-old.
Well, like some of the photos I've been getting, it'll say like, "Oh, you're in Wildwood. You live in Wildwood, Florida?" And I go, "Yeah." And she goes, "Oh, I live right down the street." And I'll go look at the picture, and there's mountains in the background. I go, "Where in Florida do we have mountains?" You know, and she'll send like a numerous pictures, and all the girls do this, and it'll look like they'll be in Madrid, Spain, and they go, "That's Madrid." You know, that isn't Florida. It's like, so a computer is generating those images and just shoving them out to you. And it's like,
oh, it just gets worse and worse.
I decided after my last relationship, I've been single now for 8 years, and I haven't even held, except for my friends, like Stacia. If you guys watch my videos, some of my Orlando friends, like she works at the Hard Rock, and so I'll go to Universal, hang out till she gets off, and then we'll spend a day together. Sometimes she'll grab my hand, "Come on, Rick, let's go," and so I get my human interaction just by a handheld. It feels good to hold a hand sometimes, and if even if it's just a really good friend, it's just like, that's all you need in life. You got those handful of people. Like in this community, I made BB3s became a great friend. Tommy Travels, great friend. Everybody you meet is Slow Momentum. I met up with them, great people. It's just like, so you got those, and then you got your handful of normal friends that you always see. You don't need more than that, and you don't need to be in a relationship. You don't need to try and find one. It's just, if it happens, it does. If not, who cares?
Yeah, no, I agree. I just like to tease you, though.
Oh, I got a cat.
Tease. Well, we all love and belonging. That's a part of the Maslow's hierarchy, right? We all need some form of love and belonging, and it just feels like it's a little bit harder now. But I mean, I feel like it's harder because I'm home all the time, but I would imagine it's been like that a lot for you because you're always on the go.
What was it you started the sentence or the paragraph off with just now? What hierarchy?
Maslow.
What did you call it? Look at you pulling out that college education.
Oh, I color my hair blonde for a reason. I don't want anyone to have any expectations.
Right. The camera's not down by your knees. I'm sure there's a desk right down below you with a thesaurus sitting right there, and you're just flipping through trying to find the word.
No, I'm sitting in my living room, and this is the coffee table. Sheesh.
Damn educated women.
Oh, you are so funny. So funny. Lucretia's in the house. I see a lot of the ladies debating which one of them are older. Man, times have changed. Everyone's like, well, because it was someone had put in the comment, well, he likes really old women too. I think it was one of your, maybe was that D? And then they're like, well, I'm older.
D is hot. I love Box Van D. She's like one of the sweetest. I could call her on the telephone if I have a problem. Oh, I'm teasing about age. I don't. You could anywhere from 18. Got to be 18. I'm not Jerry Lee Lewis. Up to maybe 112. Anything above 112 is too old.
Well, it's nice to see you have some limits.
Yeah, well, of course. I'm trying to read comments too. No. Just in case there's a girl out there, I don't want to miss it in the comments. Come on.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Just a reminder, his channel link is in the description below. Hey, how do they find your email if they ever want to get a hold of you? Is it on your channel?
It's my name at Gmail. Not at my name. It's Rick Sayer. You don't type at my name. But yeah, so.
You should have it on your about page. Do you have it on your about page?
I don't know. It may be. Maybe my phone number's there even. I don't know. Or maybe an old phone number.
I don't know if I put a phone number out there.
I have so many telephones. I think I have one phone number tied to it, and Rick Sarah Gmail, or you could just Google my name, Nomadic Hippie. You just use Google, just type in Google and find me.
Well, I just want to make it easier if someone's seeing you right now and they saw those cutie patootie pictures of like, damn, how'd I get a hold of this guy? I'm just making it easier.
I'm not looking. I got I have specific wants and it sounds terrible, but I want that like that Scarlet Begonia type girl that Jerry Garcia sings about, in Scarlet Begonias. I want the girl with the flower in her hair and bells on her shoes and kind of hippie-ish, and can be lost in her own mind, maybe a photographer or something like that, just like to travel and go, oh, Rick, can you pull over? I want to I see something in my head. I want to take a picture of this, or, and just relaxing and just confident with herself that she could be lost in her own mind for a little bit and hold hands while you drive. But I got so much stuff going on in my life. I'm not really looking because I'm doing, I want to help people, right? Like I'm donating to the local women's shelter for Christmas as my next charity for the holidays. But I got the restaurant I want to get going. I want to start living full time in Cousin Eddie and eventually get out of this. So I kind of got a plan and a goal of what I want to do. And a lot of girls don't want to do that. They have that dream of having a house, a picket fence, and all the stuff that I used to have that I got tired.
No,
yeah,
not
but mostly. I
don't know. So, let's get back to these charities. Now, you've done, I think the first one I personally noticed was when you had a video and for every like people put on that video, what happened again?
Oh, so I think I'm up at 100. I could look. I think I'm at like almost 150. I'm matching every thumbs up I get with $1. So I'm taking my Christmas bonus up to $500. And if I get 500 thumbs up, that's $500 out of my Christmas bonus. I'm going to donate to a local women's shelter. I was just going to find a random homeless person, but somebody said, why not help single moms in a women's shelter abused and stuff like that? And I said, okay, perfect. So that's it. And so that's what I'm doing with that. So if everyone goes to that one video and just leaves a thumbs up, I'm matching the thumbs up with $1.
What's the name of the video? Megan will probably find it for you.
Oh, you're asking me? I don't know.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, buddy, let's get it together. Just kidding.
I honestly don't know. Let me go to Creator Studio and see what it is. It's something like it's way down here, I think. I need to share it. It has a picture of a guy on the street, a homeless guy. It's called 500 Thumbs Up, Random Homeless.
Okay.
Right now I have 145 thumbs up, so it's $145 raised out of my. You guys are great.
Up on there, and I did that back when you were talking about the homeless person. And I'm personally really happy to hear that you've changed it to a women's shelter, because that that money could kind of help more. I think like it could touch more people depending on how it's spent there.
I'm not going to record it. I might do a video driving up to the place, and I'm going to talk with the personnel and the people in charge and find out who's mostly in need, who is struggling. They have children, they can't get their kids Christmas gifts or whatever. They're really struggling, and I'm just going to have the money in an envelope. I'm not going to record the cash or the lady or whoever in the shelter I give it to. I might even just donate it to the shelter and let them do it.
Yeah.
Kind of what you call it, like you're just a hidden person, and just give it to them and let them find, because they know the ladies that are in there, and they know who's in need.
So you guys, everybody in the chat, if you haven't checked that video out, we want to support Rick in this. So Megan's got that link up. Go right now. Go click that link. Go thumbs up that video. And while you're there, maybe hit sub if you haven't already done that. I think you'll definitely be glad you did. Thank you, Megan.
Yeah, and you don't need to watch the video. I don't need the views on it or anything. But just a quick thumbs up would be cool. Yeah, that's it.
I think that's so wonderful that you do stuff like that, but it also makes me worried because you do it in such a public forum. Does this make you a target now? Like, do people try to take advantage of you?
Oh, you're going to bring that up, and you know exactly what goes on in my life. Yeah. I am almost 100% broke right now because of the advantage. I give away around $3,000 a month out of my paychecks every month right now. and so I live on about I make about 1,700 a week to $2,000 a week on my paychecks, so 246, just rounding up a little bit, and I spend about $3,000 on just helping people, and it's and I don't do it on purpose. It's just they contact you, and then they ask, and I for some reason I have a hard time saying no for some reason. And you said it's not because of anxiety, but
It's not
that's the word I
anxiety.
use because that's the only word.
Because that's what
It's like,
somebody.
but they go when they go, oh, we're going to lose our house, or our electricity is going to shut off. I can't pay my car insurance, or my uncle came for our Thanksgiving, and we wanted to make it could be his last Thanksgiving, so we wanted to, and then we can't pay our electric bill, and that was someone in the community, and it was like, and then a church for my thumbs up video the other day. Some church in Alabama contacted me, wanted me to donate the thumbs up money to them. I don't know what in the heck. It's like, yeah. So yeah, there's people out there that do that.
Yeah.
I've donated to wounded warriors. I used to do like $100 a week. I had a friend that works at, I'm not exactly sure what he is. He's like James Bond with our government. He's like one of the James Bond guys. It's all secret. He drives like all these fancy, he is like James Bond. He has that, he's like a spy guy. And he lives up in Washington, D.C. And he was part of the Google Glass team with us. And me and him would start raising money until the government told him, his agency, he's not allowed to be on the internet anymore.
Okay.
And public. But we used to do stuff for like wounded warriors and all this other stuff. And that kind of got my feet wet into it a little bit. And then once I started doing that, it felt good. It feels good to help people. You know?
It does. But you do need to be able to take care of yourself first. If you're not in a position that you can't take care of yourself, you can't help anyone anymore. And there are sometimes better ways to help people than providing money. Like I can tell you people in the chat that have helped me immensely, saved me tons of money, but they didn't have to spend anything. It was their time. So the work on my ambulance, the badge did for me. He volunteered his time and did stuff that I couldn't do myself and saved me so much headache, so much money. Van City Adventures created my logo for me rather than me paying someone to do that. Aaron Jemison, he's taught me classes that I don't have to take. Like he's taught me stuff that's like you would pay to take in a class, right? I don't have to. I'm getting this information. It's like I have my own private consultant for free.
But you're an adult in your head.
In my head.
The people that I'm dealing with, they they would say like, that doesn't help, that's not going to feed me tonight, or that's not going to keep a roof over my head, or whatever. I need this now. And then when you can't give it to them, they're the victim. And then
course,
you're the bad guy.
That's how they get their way, Rick. My goodness. What, you guys in the chat, how does that go? Teach a man, give a man a fish, he eats tonight. Teach a man to fish, and he'll eat for the rest of his life. Right?
Shakespeare?
So, I don't even know where that comes from, smarty pants.
I watched it.
Teach somebody something, because you know what? Sometimes, there are bad things that happen to people that you can't help, but it's either a learning lesson that's going to help them grow, or it is a natural consequence to things that they didn't keep up on, and that is not your responsibility.
I know it's not, and that's what everybody says, but in your head, my head tells me, I don't know what it is. It's like, you can help. What are you going to do with you? What do because of you? I got a message the other day. I couldn't help one person. I spent like $1,700 or something, and this person needed $650, and they said, look, if you, I need this, please help, and then they go, I said, I can't, I just can't do it. And they go, well, because of you, I'm going to be homeless. Yeah, I have you to thank for being homeless, and I don't even know this person.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, and then that hits you, right? It's like, and I don't know how, I don't know who these people are. I don't know. And how I'm just a truck driver. I'm not a millionaire, you know, and I just want to be done with it. So from now on, it's only women's shelters, food banks. I'm not helping private individuals anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. That quote comes out of the Bible. But Kathleen says, teach a man to fish and he'll be gone all weekend. You're in for the weekend. Oh my goodness, these guys are hilarious. I have so much fun with my live streams because the people that come in the chat are like the best people ever.
Stop.
Yeah. What are you talking to? More electronics?
No, she is doing this on the side of my on my Oculus. She's doing that on my VR headset on the box. She's trying to get me to pay attention. Yeah, I was watching a thing about, I said Shakespeare. I was watching a thing that he never wrote any of his plays.
What?
Yeah, he was illiterate. And if you go back and look at his handwriting, you could tell from he never spent a day in school. In his upbringing, he was illiterate. And there's like a couple different theories about there was some lords and dukes and stuff like that, and even some people in parliament that were not allowed to do stuff, so they used the surname, and they picked him as a peasant that lived out, on a farm or something, and they were using him, so he was getting the credit, but they were getting their work done. And yeah, it was crazy.
But obviously everybody's getting a payoff of some sort. Not always financially, but there's always a payoff to people's behaviors. So when you feel the need to give, you're getting a payoff of some sort. I know when I give, I like that feeling you were talking about. I would love to live on that feeling all the time. And maybe you're addicted to that feeling. I don't know. No?
I'm not.
It's that you're trying to fill a hole or make up for something, or like, and I don't even know, like, I know, okay, you're in Iraq and stuff. Is there things there that you did that you're trying to balance for?
I made a lot of friends in Iraq and Saudi and Kuwait. We were supposed to either wave and pass by or shoot them. And I wave, pass by, throw food out. and they were really nice people. And no, I actually had a great time. I got to swim in the Persian Gulf. It's a beautiful water. I had fun everywhere I went. And so it was like, no, I didn't do it. I don't regret anything I did when I was there. I'm not one of those people that regretted anything. I wasn't even, when we went into Kuwait, we went in under, we had all the bombers flying overhead. It was like late at night, and they were bombing they called it the highway to hell. It was a pipeline road where all the looters were coming up from Kuwait. And so, and my CO would come across. He goes, okay, you're going to see a lot of stuff out here. You guys probably aren't going to like to see, just be prepared. And you see all that stuff, all the devastation and that stuff going down. Other people did that stuff. And I was like, and then the kids, you see the kids over there with their dogs next to a dirt cliff or something, and they're all alone now. And it was like, here's an orange, here's an MRE or something. And it was like, and then you get in trouble for giving them food. But what are they going to do to me? Throw me in jail for giving a kid food? It's like, nah, I didn't do anything bad. I think I did everything. I think I did everything right when I was there. They tell you to do something, you don't need to listen. They do a lot of brainwashing, but they never got me. So
good. I'm glad I'm wrong. I am so glad that I'm wrong.
My idea is it's other people's feelings, and then when they play on your emotions, knowing that they can get you to flip and do what they need. And because I'm easy to flip, it's just like I always worry about what other people, not what they think about me, but I don't want that, the hate, oh, you can't help me. I'm not never talking to you again, blah, 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 or whatever. Even though they're probably users, it's just, but in my head, it's just, all I have is a cat. I don't, and then I have my handful of friends at home and I have you guys. It's like, I don't have a lot of people in my life. And so I don't know. I don't know what it is in my head. There's something snapped in there I got to fix. And I put my foot down yesterday and I'm working on it.
Did you? You said no to someone?
Yeah, and they're not happy. And
they'll get over it.
They did this morning. I got a text message from somebody that said, I apologize for acting the way I did yesterday.
Good. See?
Yeah. So it was a start.
Yeah. Like Dee says, it's manipulation.
I talked to Dee.
He says, as I guess some people want to lighten the subject. So one person asked, where was the best sunset you've ever seen in the world? That was Megan. And then Aaron wants, where's the best place you've been to?
Okay, best sunset. We have some beautiful sunsets in Florida by where I live on the Gulf side because it sets over the water. But I think Arizona, I'll say either Moab, Utah, or up by Flagstaff. I'd say Arizona or New Mexico. I'm going to pick Moab, Utah through the Canyonlands. That's my favorite sunset. Best place I've ever been to. Home. I love home. I love living in Orlando. But I would have to say Moab, Utah, or Glacier National Park up in Montana. I think it's called Kalispell. That's one of my favorite places too.
Oh, nice. It's beautiful up there.
More. Come on, Farah. It is.
Question.
I love going there. That lake.
I told Rick
that lake is so nice.
So you guys make a liar out of me and throw questions at him. There are 42 people here.
I wanted to be 5 minutes. I was sleeping. I had to put I covered my, I didn't even put a hat on. I put my thing on to hide my hair. I know earlier you said you don't have to do this stream tonight because you were worried about my feelings and stuff and what was going on in my life. But I had to do it, but I didn't know how long I could do it. And but you are like, I'm so proud of you, watching you grow from what you did and all the effort and work you've been putting into your channel. And all of a sudden you reach your goal and now you're still going. And it's like, I figured you would slow down a little bit once you hit that goal, but you're still going and going and going. And your interviews, your videos, when I can make them, your live streams, I try and be awake and not drive when you're on. But when I do pop in, I go, wow, look at it. She's doing so good. She's being creative. She's using StreamYard to her advantage and pulling people up and doing these great streams. And it's so nice to see. You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
That's
I can feel tears coming in my eyes, so we got to change the subject.
I'm just kissing ass. So.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make Uncle Lisa jealous is what I'm doing.
Oh my goodness. There is so much stuff like that that's been going on since, right? Like, I don't know if you saw the episode, but the one live streamer, Van Life Rocks, is being interviewed, and someone asked if he's Canadian. He goes, "No, not yet. Paula, will you marry me?" We just laugh and laugh and laugh. And then I had yesterday at the beginning of a stream, or Saturday, beginning of the stream, saying, Van's not going to be here. I'm whisking away and we're running off to Hawaii and stuff like that. And then I get a lot of really weird stuff through Facebook Messenger.
Do you? I bet.
Really inappropriate stuff. So yeah, it can be weird. But you know what? In this world, it's block, blockity block.
Is it past 10 o'clock? No, it's not safe harbor yet. Never mind. I was going to say, having certain parts of male anatomy, we don't have to worry about getting those things on Facebook Messenger. We don't get messages like that. Girls, there's just so much disrespect for females that, it's just like we could write anything. I can't, but a lot of people can just write anything. It's a disrespect.
If you're going to send a picture like that, maybe try sending a flattering one. Like, there's some of them I look at and I just start laughing so hard. I'm like,
before
Attractive.
before I send a photo like that, I take 3 of these little blue pills.
Hey, we gotta watch this. This is a family show. Oh, right, DJ. Banned.
Oh my God. Your brother's in here? Did your
Yeah.
brother ban me now? Dang it.
My little brother. It's all a part of the family that we are on this channel. It's our joke. Him and Kathleen do that to each other all the time. She wants to check if he's still in the chat. She's like, DJ, banned. Oh my gosh, it's funny.
It is. So you live in the city or you live in the country?
I live in a town. We have 10,000 people here. Yeah.
Oh,
I grew up in a town of 1,000, but I kind of found that happy medium, but I'm considered more rural. Like all the areas that I work are rural. Like,
okay. Yeah, because I seen where your ambulance is parked, and I kind of watch your videos with the way it's outside and stuff, and it's hard to figure out what kind. Because I'm a stalker, I'm trying to figure out where your house is.
Oh well, I'll clue you in a little bit. I live on a bay, so and
yeah,
the curve starts. So I keep my ambulance kind of on the front lawn, Rick. I'm not gonna lie, because I've seen it in my garage, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean you've seen it?
Well, yeah, you were talking about the ice or something in one of your videos, or a Instagram or something. How it got cold and things were iced up, and you take pictures and you shoot video, and you have an Instagram and a Facebook.
It just made me go, "What do you mean you saw it? Like, how far do your drones fly?" Oh, Aaron, Regina, here it comes. He can't get over the fact I say the word Regina a lot because it's our capital city and it's an hour away. And that's where I went to university and everything. And everybody thinks it makes them think of something else. So,
it does, but I don't. I digress.
Yeah, craziness.
Okay.
Absolute craziness.
So Box Van D is in the room?
Yeah.
Who's all in here?
There's a
Avenger
lot of
RV Adventure. Hello.
Steve,
hello,
how's
Avenger.
it going?
Lily Gypsy, wink, wink, girl. There you go. I don't even need a. You know what? Lily's in here. Heck with Tinder. What are you up to, girl?
And it all happened here, guys, on Van Vida Travels. She wants to know if you believe in aliens.
Sure,
Mansion
why not?
Mom, do you believe in ghosts?
Mansion Mom is here. Hey, Lori. Hey, Lori. Wink, wink. We were talking about your place earlier. Have you been here this whole stream? She owns the Riverview Mansion. She's been here the whole time?
Yeah.
Wow. I better watch what I say.
Like nobody can rewind this. Rewind it. I mean, start it again.
Blue Wave Odyssey posted his video today. He stopped by there and they fed him really, really good. Lori treated them so nice. Mansion Mom, if anybody wants, man, Riverview Mansion Bed and Breakfast, great place to visit if you're traveling east or west. Stop in Metropolis and check them out. That way if I said anything bad, that made up for it if anybody does stuff.
Yeah, there you go. So you also do a lot of videos is it in a basement or a morgue or what is that? Because you set up like a night camera kind of thing.
That was at Mansion Mom's place. Yeah, that used to be an old hospital in the 1800s and early 1900s. It was like one of the first hospitals in Metropolis, Illinois. And down in the basement is a morgue, storage room, and stuff like that. And I figured it'd be a fun, creepy thing to do for the month of Halloween. So
tell everyone what you did.
I put a camera up in a basement. That's all I did.
And he's filming at night, and it's supposed to catch any movement because he thinks there's gonna be like spirits and stuff down there. I can't even watch those live streams just for fear something happens.
See, now you explained it for me. That's better. That's what was going on. We were actually kind of ghost hunting. I just let the camera stream run, and I was down there a couple times. And Mansion Mom scared me and gave me a heart attack almost one night because she was like, I was in the morgue and there's a metal sliding door because they kept the bodies in this one room. And then I guess back in the old days, they'd slide the metal door shut. But she comes down the stairs and I was talking to everybody doing a live stream from the morgue. And she just comes in and I had a heart attack I was down there by myself. I was so scared. But and she always says, "Oh, there's nothing to be afraid of. They don't, the two guys in this one room, because there's two ghosts that live in this one room around the morgue. They're kind of troublemakers, I guess. But there's nothing to be afraid of." And I go, yeah, it doesn't matter. In my head, I get afraid. I don't know. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know if I believe in ghosts. I believe in aliens over ghosts, but now my mind is kind of changing a little bit. So let's see. Lots of stuff happens on those live streams. It does, Lily. Avenger RV Adventure.
Fatima really likes watching those feeds too. Kathleen Klein, I'm drawing a blank what the bats was, because I know we just talked about that the other night. Can you tell me again what I was saying? I have a real hard time with remembering stuff. Do you ever get like that when you have so many things on the go?
Are you talking to me? I don't know. I was reading the comments.
Okay, that's awesome. You're reading. All of a sudden I look and you're kicked back reading a book. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're a real fun guest, buddy.
I was gonna put my Oculus on and just talk and do it from there. Do this whole interview from there. What was the question?
To know when you're doing the ghost cam again.
Steve, Avenger RV Adventure, Steve.
Yes.
Let's see here. When am I doing ghost cam again? I'll talk to Mansion Mom and set it back up. I want to do some of the rooms. There's a specific room that is empty now that I really want to put the camera in. Supposedly it's a portal to hell. There's been a guy that's been sleeping up there, and he says about 3:00 in the morning every night, spirits come out of the fireplace, and some of them just talk to him all night and stuff. And I'd like to have a camera aimed at that fireplace, and so I'd like to do that. I don't know. We'll work on it. I have a lot of stuff kind of going on in my life at this very moment, but I'll get to it.
Yeah. A lot of things on the go. Definitely. Do you ever watch like Colorado Martinis, some of their paranormal stuff that they've done? They've done some thermal stuff. I mean, there's all sorts of people that do it, but are you interested in like, doing the heat sensing kind of things, or?
I can't afford the equipment. If I stop giving away stuff, I'd be able to afford it, but I can't. Some of it's kind of expensive. Beyond Beauty 3 did something about a local hotel in Hollywood, in Los Angeles. And it gave me an idea, and I've been talking to her that in October 2021, thinking about going and staying in certain hotels where certain things happened. Mm-hmm. So like Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, stayed in this one specific hotel, but not only him, there was numerous serial killers at this one hotel. And I thought, how great would it be to do a playlist going from the East Coast to the West Coast, staying at these. I think there was a movie with Brad Pitt and David Duchovny. Was it California? I think it was called, or something. And David Duchovny and his girlfriend were writing a book about serial killers, but Brad Pitt was a serial killer hitchhiker, and they picked him up, and they didn't know he was a serial killer. And every time they went to document this location, Brad Pitt would kill people or something, and it was crazy. And I was talking to her and a couple other people. I think next year, how cool would it be to hop inside the RV and just travel and hit these spots and do video playlist of some of that? But ghost stuff. Fun. Yeah, I think it'd be, and kind of get the psychological makeup of the characters that committed these awful crimes, and kind of see what happened. But ghost stuff, I would love to get into, but it's such an oversaturated market, and I'm terrible at it. So I don't know. It's fun, but I'm just terrible at it.
Well, I think there's different perspectives a person can take on it too, and you have a really fun personality. So, I mean, I would see it being a lot more interesting and fun, whether something happens or not, because you just have this way about you that's very interesting and easy to watch.
No, whatever.
Yeah, no,
I
really.
don't know what. I don't know what channel. I don't know what channel you're watching. It's not mine.
No,
You don't
and I love watching your live streams. And I love it when you come up on mine. I mean, you came up on one of my first Saturday nights there, and I learned so much from you. It was incredible, and it was such a fun night. You know, the night
that
you showed
was
up.
that was a fun night. I liked it.
I'm surprised he's got clothes on now.
Who said that? Captain Jack? Is
No,
Captain Jack? Who
just
said that?
now.
Oh, hi, Linda Barker. Unless I'm thinking of exploring abandoned stuff. That's what my channel was gonna be when I first started YouTube. Adam, a lot of YouTubers come from Kissimmee and Orlando area. Adam the Woo and Jen and Tim, you know, the trackers and stuff. But they kind of merged into the theme park video stuff, and Adam kind of did the exploration stuff. And when he left he was working at the Winn-Dixie, and then he bought this little van and decided to live in the van and travel the country. This was back before he's got big, and it just gave me that idea. I travel in a truck. Why can't I stop at some of these places and start a YouTube channel, you know? And so that was my thing, was abandoned places, abandoned theme parks. Like I went to Guntown Mountain. That's an old abandoned theme park. And I was doing that type of stuff. But then you go on YouTube and you see everybody does it better, you know? And then you try and find your niche of what you want to do. And then so people start 1 channel, 2 channels, 3 channels. And then you realize, why am I starting all these channels when you could just create different playlists and then come up with different subjects for each playlist?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm doing now. And I still don't know my niche.
Well, Dee's like content hippie. I think the abandoned homes and different things like that's interesting because if it's too educational, it's not as much fun. Do you know what I mean? So I see you doing a really fun variation that's different. I can hope and dream, right? But
who was your inspiration when you started your YouTube channel? Why did you start your YouTube?
Why did I start my YouTube? My brother.
Yeah. And what was your inspiration for video content?
My ambulance. Yeah, I bought the ambulance.
That's great. And that's great.
So I bought it, and I want to do some of the van life kind of stuff, right? And I was just going through that whole empty nesting process or preparing for it, and I was very scared of it. And so I bought it. My brother's like, you need to record videos of the process so you don't forget, because again, I have a very crappy memory. And he's like, well, why don't you make a channel? And he would not let that thought stop until I finally got going. And then it'd be like, okay, you need a better camera. Oh my God, you need a better this. It's just constantly pushing me forward. And I'm glad that he did. Right? And my whole family is very supportive.
What is your goal eventually, to possibly make enough money to survive and live in the ambulance?
That would be a dream come true.
And wouldn't it? Yeah. Everyone, have you had people ask you, now when you say, yeah, I would like that, does it make you feel guilty that you want to do that? Because that's what I want to do.
I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty that that's what I want to do with my life. I mean, okay, well, maybe I'm lying. I mean, I know I have to have a certain amount of responsibility. I worked really hard to get to where I am, get my education, get my job, buy the house. But I'm tired of being house poor, and I want to see the world. My big thing is now I don't want to screw up my early retirement. But I think if a person could still be out doing what you love, it's worth it. I'm tired of sitting and waiting till I retire to start living.
It's so hard because some people don't think of YouTube. When people do make a living off of YouTube and it's an actual job, some people have a hard time thinking that YouTube is a job, but it kind of is. You put a lot. I mean, you put a lot of effort in and wonder, what am I going to shoot today? How am I going to put this together? Even if they're terrible videos like mine, where it's just kind of like you shoot throughout the day and then how do you put this together? And then you just clip, and you don't have time to really edit. And that's not a job. I don't know why people donate or join to be members or whatever. And don't you feel guilty? And I go, no, these people enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm trying to do whatever you can do. Like, and you're at that point now where you're there. You're got your members now, and you're monetized, and it took a lot of work to get to this point. So it is a job. But
yeah, you know what? I spend more time doing this than I do my full-time job. But like my brother's saying in the chat, this is fun. This was my hobby, and it's really gone somewhere. And we got to wrap our minds around, why can't we support ourselves doing something we really like?
Times have changed so much because nowadays, especially with what we're going through in the world, a lot of people are working from home on their computers, and the jobs are kind of changing into a digital, so from what we used to do to now, it's really pushing all this stuff out in the forefront. What can you do from home? What can you do, in the digital format? And it's like, it's work. Okay, you're not out there digging a hole with a shovel on the side of the freeway or whatever. It's not manual labor, but it's still labor, even if it's just in here,
Yeah.
And you stress out, and you get aggravated.
I like my job. I do. But this is fun, and it's reduced my isolation. And if I could do live streams for them, like, this is how I think right now, but if I could do live streams for the rest of my life, I'd do it. I love doing this. I love meeting people like this. I watch your live streams and I'm like, I want to just sit and talk to you. Right? Mm-hmm. And so
do you ever run out of things to say and wonder, what am I going to talk about next?
I've done a 13-hour live. Do you think, and then several,
I remember that,
like 8 or 9 hours. I never run out of stuff to talk about.
I popped in like in.
I just ask you about something about you, and then I can let my throat relax.
But when you're by yourself, like when you do those streams just by yourself, like that 13-hour one, you were like 10 hours in when I popped in, and you go, oh, Hippie, I said, sorry, I'm late. And you go, oh, you're real late. I've already been on 10 hours. I go, what?
But you know what? That's, again, the great
what
people.
What the heck are you talking about?
I did not plan on doing that. And in fact, there's a lot of times I wanted to stop it. But everybody that was coming in wanted me to keep going, because at that time, I was putting a lot of work into getting those hours, because my goal at that time was to get it by the end of this year. And I got it in the middle of November. But that's because of all the friends that I've made here that have helped me and pushed me to do it. The odd nudge, nudge. So it's
wink,
been
wink, nudge, nudge.
Super supported.
So yes, at least one of us reached our goal this year. I'm like, my goal was 2,000. I'm close, and I almost got there, and I still might, but I'm almost there, so I'm pretty proud that I got almost here. And because when you got a job, you're because you work, and then you're trying to grow this, so you don't have very much time. And so what effort you do put into it, if it grows at all, you're fortunate and lucky. So I'm proud of it. But I think I'm more proud of a lot of you guys. Like, I'm really proud of you, Justin and Christina. Amazing. Box Fan D, this year she just blown up like crazy. And Bob Blue Wave, he stopped doing live streams, only helping D out, but his channel's growing incredible. It's like, how can you not be proud of these people? It's like, because we all started out so small, and then you get those breakout people, and you go, yeah, we did that. Because it's not just them. It's if they grow, we grow, because we're family. So and we're all going to get there, and we're all growing about the same. So it's kind of nice. But yeah, I had a goal, but
you're really close.
Didn't do it.
Like 1.8 or something.
I don't know. No. I don't know what I am.
Oh, let me pull this up.
I don't know what I am, but I'm getting close. But I'm not going to get there. But wow, what an incredible year!
You don't know. You still got a month.
Yeah, but I usually grow about 16 people a month. I grow very, very slow. But I'm doing these YouTube shorts now, and some of them, you know, you get some good views on some of them, but I'm trying to figure that out because the shorts really don't convert into subscribers where I thought they would when YouTube announced this in India, and then we had to use the VPN and use the hashtag, just to be able to use it in North America. It was like I said, okay, well, this is going to convert. I just use my VPN, use the Indian address, and be able to and do that, and it never converted. Though I did most of my new subscribers are from like the Philippines and stuff, and what great people there. They're really supportive. The Filipino community's been really supportive. So,
well, I know there's a lot in my area, so there's a lot that want to come to Canada. I just want to thank Morris Family Adventures again. My number one fan. Yeah. Badge says you sound a lot like Aaron. You know what, Badge? They both have so much information when it comes to YouTube and stuff. But this wasn't your first channel. What was the first thing you started doing on YouTube?
Okay, real fast. Let me say the Superman, because Mancha Mom is in here. She's my partner in crime with that Superman soup and sandwich thing. So she's in the stream. So I'm gonna have a professional cook. But my first channel, I was shooting stupid videos with a telephone, like going to volcanoes out in Washington State or driving, you know, doing that stuff. And before you know how to edit, and you just did those long video streams or the long videos without cutting or stopping and then putting together. So I do like a 45-minute video of Mount Hood or something, or Mount Rainier. I'd be up in the Space Needle, and that's kind of where I started. It was back in the day where you go, wow, a 45-minute video. Nobody shows 45-minute videos. Nowadays, you know, we do 13-hour live streams.
Magic of editing. Cutting it down.
Remember when you first started how difficult it was? How do you cut this stuff out, you know, and how do you splice this, you know, and make it shorter? Because that's important. That should be in the video, and you don't know what to cut.
Yeah.
It's like it was so hard.
You
don't want to cut anything.
Yeah. I looked it up. You're at 1.75, so you need about 250 more people.
TR, SF Rose, get to work. Melody Mellendorf.
Oh, they do some like grow networking kind of stuff, right?
They used to. Melody still does, kind of, but she does a lot of videos now. A lot of the people, they changed. Tommy Travels changed. I don't know if you know that. He doesn't do that anymore. Everybody, because of the way YouTube purges when you get your views from a grow channel, you get some subscribers, next day you lose 100, you know, and it's all because of that, because they go, oh, people are just clicking, no one's watching the videos. And so recently all those channels pretty much changed. SF Rose has musical acts on from Jamaica. TR does his thing. Tommy Travels is doing some great live streams now, and some pretty decent out on the out and about town stuff. It's like, so everybody changed from grow, which is great. And I've been pushing them. Said, you guys make such great content. Why are you doing these? What in the heck is a banana? Everybody called it bananas, you know. I don't know if that's thumbs up or whatever it is, but it was like, what is all this stuff? I don't go to grow channels, and it's like, you guys shouldn't have these. You're so good on camera. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, but look at how, you push other people and you encourage them. You just need to focus that on yourself. And Morris Family Adventure says these lives are sure networking. It's networking, but it's so much more within our community, right, Rick? It's like it's become family. Very much so. Family that we choose.
It does. And you know what? Certain people like Box Fan and stuff like that, we talk sometimes, and there's only, some of it you could actually trust. And we know each other better than we do our actual some of our family members. It's like, it's weird that a social network, because YouTube's basically a social network, and it's like, it's weird that you become friends and family with over digital format like this. And it's weird because we get so close, we watch each other's lives on a daily basis, and then we communicate like this, and it's just I feel closer to you, even though I can't come to your stream a lot, but I know a lot about you. And it's like you're not a fake person. You can't be fake for 13 hours. Yeah. How can you be a fake doing a live stream for 13 hours? You can only be fake for so long, and then your real personality is going to come out. So it's like,
someone asked early if I had the stream just watching me sleep. No, I started it. That one was 1 o'clock in the afternoon till 2 o'clock in the morning. There's no way I'd do one of those silent live streams. That's just silly.
When did that become a thing? I've noticed that over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. It's like, how did I even have these people? Like, yeah, there's lots of them. Or someone will have it sitting on their Christmas tree. Well, I'll set up my own Christmas tree and look at it. I don't understand.
Like I wouldn't doubt that with the holidays coming up, someone's going to put it on their crackling fire and just leave it on. Like they do those screensavers. Someone's going to put a camera on their fireplace.
I would do that, but mine's a fake one, and it doesn't look very good, and there's no crackling. Dang.
Well, that's the thing. Like a Superman is a silent stream. Now I do have, I can turn the audio remotely because I travel. So I run the camera from out on the road, and I do have on the Real-Link security cam application on my computer, I can activate the microphone. But we were talking in Metropolis that, it may not be a good idea to have, because you try and keep it PG. What if someone on the street curses or something like that, and the kids watching the Superman statue in some part of the country, and you don't want kids to hear foul language and stuff? So
yeah,
it's basically a silent stream.
Yeah.
And so, but it's not growing. But
but it's something you can grow that channel by adding to it later.
I'm trying. I cannot crack it. I cannot crack. You see the Key West camera, the Las Vegas camera, the Niagara Falls camera, and you see all these, or the certain I-4 Orlando traffic cam, and they'll have like 40, 50,000 people watching, and huge subscribers. I figured a roadside attraction with people out doing their selfies in front of a Superman statue or something like that could be fun to watch. People out there gathered in groups I can't crack that nut. I think people more
want the nature, it seems like, when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, like if you have like
I could let people watch me sleep, I guess. Kathleen rather watch grass grow.
That's what started Superman statue, watching grass grow, by the way. Tommy, I betted Tommy Travels $600. I said that I could put a camera. I said, people will watch anything. He goes, no, they won't. And I go, yeah, I bet I could put a camera in the grass and just title the channel Watch Grass Grow. And I bet you people would tune in and subscribe just to watch grass grow. He said, and he says, well, let's not do $600, but if you could get like 100 subscribers in 30 days of doing that, he says, I'll buy you some tacos next time you're in Minneapolis. And I go,
and what happened?
I switched from grass to a Superman statue. I kissed
subs from the grass growing. Did people watch it?
I didn't do it. I went directly to Superman. I said, people will watch a static camera, and he goes, no, they won't. And I said, well, to prove him wrong, I talked to I want to say friends, but they become family, people in Metropolis, and they let me put that camera up, and Mansion Mom was one of them. She lets me do it at her house. The mansions, that's what they're where they live. It's also a business, but so letting someone like me in, because I'm basically just a tourist. I'm not a local. I'm out of state. I'm just somebody that drives by, and they take you in, and they become your family. And she's one. Look, she's in your. I don't know if she's still in the stream, but she's.
Yes, she is.
People like that. They do become family. And you could just, I don't know, and they let you do things, and sometimes you think you're taking advantage of them too. I don't know if you ever have that problem, but do you ever like do you feel that you're taking advantage of people sometimes? Because I told Lori that, Mansion Mom, and I told the Super Museum that I feel like
I don't know. That's a tough. The way you have that worded is really tough. I have a hard time asking for help, which has been drawn to my attention. So.
mm-hmm.
In turn, at first I was having a hard time accepting help. So I'm getting better accepting help. I still don't ask for it. So we all have
you
our
got
own
something sitting beside you.
I have my that's
my
dog.
Your puppy.
You know what? You're talking all paranormal. There's a blanket on the other couch, and just my peripheral caught the blanket moving, and I looked. Oh, the dog wriggled underneath the blanket. That's this little monkey. This is Bailey. She's the one that always has to be covered in a blanket. Then there's Vader. Can't leave Vader out. These are my little fur balls.
Aw,
adorable.
I've watched you a million times. Well, maybe not a million. That's exaggerating. I watch you quite a bit. I've never seen your puppies. I think I've seen them on an Instagram post or a Facebook post once. Yeah, I've never seen my video.
I had them on.
Was it
as overlays, but I took it off. They actually are some of my stickers for my members. But no, I have them.
Oh, I'm a member. I get a sticker.
Dot and a little white dot. Yeah, well, you get those emojis or whatever in the chat. I haven't made stickers yet, but Dan City Adventure is gonna connect me that way. Hey, J-Rock. Yeah. Oh, and Dan City, you weren't here when I was listing off all the kind things that people have done for me and supported me in the channel, and I had listed how you had done that logo and all that kind of stuff for me. So I think you missed that.
Look at that.
Look. What?
I'm testing the emojis. I'm testing the emojis.
The bird is flipping the bird.
I'm a member. I can do that.
Namers, but you can't read it.
I need your help. I'm gonna contact you sometime this week. I have a hard time making those 1x1 emoji things for my members. I did some really stupid ones, but I can't figure out how to do that. So, as you always say, oh, you're so technology, or you're so much into technology, or this or that.
You are.
I can't do anything.
Don't talk like that. Oh, you're my Superman, nomadic hippie.
You're my heartbreaker. You're not. By the way, you're not too old. But you might between you and Lily Gypsy, I'm gonna.
You keep talking like that, I'm gonna keep giving you the bird, Rick.
Hey, Van Life Rocks. Okay. Oh, I love that bird.
Aaron made that for me, so we're both gonna use it. He's gonna use it on
Adventures in Xanadu. Boy, there's so many people in the room.
People here, hey?
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you noticed lately? I think I was talking to BB3. We were talking about how everybody's live streams have kind of dropped, except for Box Fan. She could still have 500 or 600.
Look at her. She just sent me a super chat saying, "Love you, Paula, and Nomadic Hippie too." Thank you, Dee. Oh, and while I have her up there, talk about a great freaking week. I have you today, Rick, and I have Box Van D on Thursday. I won't have one on Wednesday, but we're doing Thursday, and I am so excited. And some of the stuff we're going to talk to ties in a little bit with some of that charity you were talking about. You were talking about like helping with women's shelters and all those kinds of things. And I think that's something that's very important. We all have things personally and professionally in our lives that we have passions towards. So I see that's a way that the three of us are connected as well. Hello, Boondock Charlie.
Well, yeah. Box Fan has a life to tell. She has a story. I'm boring. But when you watch Box,
you guys are the most interesting people.
I'm not going to read what she writes here. I'm just going to talk about that woman behind her back. You know when when you watch her channel, and sometimes when she gets emotional, she'll like talk about us, or our community and stuff like that, and how she's hasn't had that friend family type thing in her life, and now she feels loved, and then she kind of breaks down. Doesn't that just get your heart when she starts to break down? And
there's times that I have sat here crying watching. She just gets a couple tears in her eyes, and it's because it's emotion. It's not necessarily sadness, but it's just, when you feel such great love for something, and it just touches your heart so much. When you see it touching her heart, you feel it touching yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I know she's not as sweet as she is on video. I know she could lay the law down if anybody was like, doing something bad to her, she could put her foot down. I think she's a strong person. And she's been through a lot, but sometimes you just break down, and I feel that, and it's like, what a sweet person. She's so amazing. I don't know. I love our community. I just like, I can't believe last year, when you first try and grow a channel and you try and do it all by yourself, you don't know about networking. You don't know about being parts of communities. You just try and do it. And then someone finds you, like Camo Dave found me. And then some people from this community found me from Camo Dave. And then they bring me in, and then all of us start to grow and grow and grow. And you go, this is what I was missing in my YouTube career, was a community. And for anybody new that's that's a non-content creator that's thinking about starting a YouTube channel, start by joining a community like ours, and just be and that's all. And that's what does it. And
one thing it feels good too is, like, a lot of people have helped me with a lot of things, and still are, and always will. But now I have like a couple of ones that are talking about starting to maybe live stream. So I've had a couple that are in the chat here that I said, sure, send me an email, we'll do it private, I'll show you a couple of things. It's not that hard. It'll take the fear away, and you're off. Feels good to find something that I can help a little bit with too. Right? Because no one wants to just take. You want to be able to give too. I know you know that.
Yeah. I don't. You give me way too much credit. A lot of people do. And it puts kind of a pressure on you, because it's like, I don't know. It's just like, it's not what I do. It's just,
it's who you are.
But it is what I do. Yeah, I don't do it to do it. It's just, I just do it because someone says, oh, I could use some help. Okay, I'll help.
If you do it with expectation, all you're ever going to do is be let down. That doesn't feel good. Giving with expectation is not a good feeling.
No, I agree. And so, it's not, I don't try and give, and I don't know why people think that. All started with that stupid haircut thing. That's when all this,
what haircut thing?
Out of control. When I was in the bathtub, and the girls like Mansion Mom and everyone were cutting my hair, and Morgan at the Superman Museum, when I was in the bathtub, and all the girls came in and cut my hair in the bathtub. That was that one. Yeah, it was a live stream. I raised like $700. Somebody said, you should cut your hair, and I said, I'll do it. And then Tommy Travel said, do it for $500. Give it to charity. And like in 8 minutes or 9 minutes, I had raised like almost $800.
That's awesome.
And so I had to cut my hair live on camera in a bathtub. It was like, all right, got out of the bathtub, which was scary. And but I did it without being seen. And and that started it all. And that was just for fun. I thought it was going to be a one-time thing. And no, it turned into more. And I gave Mansion Mom I went to the bank, got the money, gave it to Mansion Mom. She donated to a food bank, a local food bank up in Illinois, in Metropolis. And it kind of started from there. And then I said, once a month, it doesn't hurt to try and raise a little money to give back, to someone in need. And then it turns into a weekly thing. And then people realize, wait a second, this person gets paid every Friday. Maybe we could hit him up every Friday. And so Friday morning,
to an immediate halt. You just say no. Don't explain it. it's the broken record. We're taught to do this with our teenagers. When you say no, you don't have to explain why. You're a broken record that just keeps saying no. Because the more you give them for explanations, the more you're giving that person uses ammunition against you. You're never going to win. So you just keep saying no. That's all you keep repeating no.
And then when you say no, people leave your life. They disappear.
Then you don't want them in your life.
I didn't realize that.
It's a great way to weed out the bad ones and really, really, truly appreciate the ones that are good. Because those drifters.
See, you're the second person. You're the second person in 2 days. BB3 said the same exact words you just said. Okay, so you got five or seven people that do this to you. But you have 20, 30, 40, 50 people in our community that are incredible people. Focus on them instead of these 7 people. Get the 7 people out, because you have more people that care about you. Who cares if these people go? And that's what you just said.
It's a lot of times I have found that when there's a tragedy in life is when you really learn who's meant to be. I grew up hearing my grandma say, you're lucky if you can say you had one true friend in your life. And as a kid, I thought, oh, poor grandma didn't have any friends. I didn't understand it. I didn't know the difference between friends and acquaintances. And when my sister passed away, I learned very quickly who was a friend and who was just an acquaintance. And it felt very lonely at first, but I got a lot closer to those that I might not have appreciated as much as I should have, right? So I had friends for the rest of my life. And, they're the people that you might not see for a year, but you get together and it's like no time's passed because you know each other's heart. Those are the friendships that are worth investing in, not that fluff stuff.
Well, like I had somebody in my life die 2 days ago, and it was like nobody was there except for his employer and his employer's wife. He was staying at their house as he was passing away, and they were his best friends. So he only had 2 people. Nobody let us know that he was sick all this time. So he went with nobody there except for the 2 friends. And it was like, I don't want that, but I kind of do in a weird way. I don't want anybody to be sad, or I don't even want nobody to know I'm gone. It's just, but then when
there's another part that wants to feel like you matter.
Well, I don't know if it's selfishness, not letting people know, and say, oh, I'm just going to go off in the desert and go and no one's going to know. And that's being selfish to your friends and family that care about you. Because there's people in your life that do love you and care about you, right? And it's like they want to be there no matter what. And so I feel that the person that passed away was kind of selfish by not letting us know. Then, but I don't know. I'm going through a bunch of weird emotions today. So it's like, but we're bringing this down. Is this going to be a 13-hour stream?
If you were see the comments, people are like, that's so true. One's like, I've only ever had one true friend. The rest just want something all the time. Steve with Avenger RV is like, I'm sorry, hippie. If I can, brother, shoot me a message, right? Like, you just have to reach out. And because you know what? People want to be needed. Do you know that? Like, you know, when you, because I think that's what you're getting when you're helping others, that feeling needed. But there's a difference between needed and validated versus taken advantage of. And you just have to find that line. But right now, to reach out to people in this time in your life, they want to help you and they don't know how. So you need to let them know what you need, even if it's only a hug.
I can't even get an elbow bump half the time. I make a joke about that, but it's true. You don't know what you need sometimes, because in your head, you think you got this. You can do anything. It's not a big deal. You could do it. But sometimes, yeah, it wouldn't be bad. Hey, I got you, elbow bump. you know, I got your back or something. But it's hard to find those people, especially when you're alone all the time. I'm alone, me and my cat, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for months at a time. You know, so you don't get that. I get that when I go to the like Metropolis.
Yes.
So that's why they kind of got me. Mansion Mom, I need something. She's giving me a hug. Morgan at the Super Museum, same thing, and her family. So, and they got kids, so I get my kid fix also. So I get the love of their children, and I, you know, and so it's like, but yeah, sometimes it's good to get that, but sometimes you don't know what you need.
Well, sometimes if you didn't get it, you don't know.
Well, like Avengers.
You know what? You want to know something? I grew up not getting hugs. I know my parents love me, but they never hugged me. I hug my kid every time I walk past him in the house.
Mm-hmm. I'm a huggy too. If I see you, I hug you. So yeah. But you'll probably go, "Oh God, hippie, you need a shower."
Yeah, no kidding. We need, heads up, some soap. Dad just got the hero soap connection, so no more stinky nomad syndrome for you.
Okay, so I was talking to BB3 before we went live because I had you contact me and her contact me in case I was sleeping, and so and I go, "Oh, my hair is such a mess," but I do have. Is it 10 o'clock yet? No. I have testicle deodorant instead of balls. Is balls or testicle more adult or kid friendly?
It's like a talcum powder kind of thing.
No, it's manscaping. It's a liquid. You rub it, and then you rub your goodies, and then
there's a point to this story.
But so the point is, I didn't have any hair gel, and I told BB3, I said, you know what? I could squirt some ball deodorant. It's called ball deodorant. There's and I could just rub it through my hair like gel. And she goes, no, I don't think Van Vida has that type of channel where you could joke around with something like that. And I said, who's joking? My hair is like sticking way up. I'll just put ball deodorant, rub it in my hair. It'll smell good, and it'll harden.
It makes me think of the movie There's Something About Mary.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm like Ben Stiller. Ooh, is that hair gel? And take it off the ear. I think that was like one of the best first shocking things I've ever seen in a movie. Everyone goes to Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles didn't shock me. Something About Mary, I rolled on the floor laughing the first time I seen that. That
was hilarious. I thought I was in a movie theater with my mom.
Oh my God.
Because she was like,
and you were embarrassed to laugh.
Oh, you try not to laugh because she thinks you're disgusting, but it's funny. Now I just make those jokes myself all the time so I can watch any movie with her.
You Canadians. You guys, that's something else. Not only do you got some of the best music ever created, and with Rush, and like I told you earlier, Rush, April Wine, Triumph, and then you got some of the best comedians with like John Candy and everybody else up there. The Canadian people are the best. You know, it's like you guys have it all. And then why do you come down here to be famous? I'm curious. So in Canada, okay, so like celebrities and stuff come to the United States to become celebrities. Isn't Canada's a whole country? Why can't they just become famous in Canada?
Because most of that industry is in the United States of America, right? So, for example, we used to have we had one of our governments that was in place had some really good credits for film. And then some movies started getting made here. The next government comes in, takes it all away. Everything comes to a screeching halt. And we don't have a lot of very big communities unless you're in Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, right? So you have to go to those places and hope.
Yeah, because Vancouver's huge for filming locations.
Yeah,
but
I know film school there too.
Yeah, and I knew for like small B movies and stuff like that, your government was given like 300,000, or they were given great tax incentives for people to create movies and stuff. A lot of great movies, low budget movies, were filmed in Canada due to what your government had going to try and stimulate the industry for a while.
And then they just quit.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but Vancouver's doing well. It's getting better. It's developing a name more.
Well, yeah,
But
X-Files and all the other, and the movie It and everything. Psych, one of my favorite TV shows, is filmed there, and because it looks like San Francisco. So there's a lot of stuff in Vancouver. So I don't know. I'm a dork. I'm sorry. It's just stuff I'm interested in.
I don't
But
think you're.
I am.
Mayhem
Comments one last time.
You love Bryan Adams, but you can keep Justin Bieber.
Agreed.
We are at an hour and 48 minutes. I was like, I promise, I'll just keep it to an hour. And you're like, we're never gonna last an hour.
I am getting into new social media, and it's been for the last 3 days. It's been taking a lot of my time in this Oculus VR stuff, and you're keeping me from meeting strange new people's avatars walking around and everything, and walking up to people and talking to them in the virtual world.
I'm sorry.
It is the weirdest feeling. It's like you're actually there talking to people because they're real people, but everybody's around the world in a virtual environment, but it's like you're really there, and it's like it's the strangest new thing. I mean, it's not new. We've all had it before, but the new modern ones that we have now, you're there, and it is wild. And it's cool that all these social media platforms are popping in there and creating their own worlds, like Facebook and all these other ones. And it's like, so like if all the Facebook community has these things, we could all just be in there. So it's crazy. It's addicting.
You know what? You can be anybody you want to be. So everybody is somebody but themselves. So it's fun for what it is in that moment. But that's all.
But we're always who we are.
Badge Paula's live starts in 2 hours. We just got
I can't. I gotta be in Terrell, Texas at midnight. I can't.
No, I need some wind down time today. Work was ridiculously busy. I had a hard time getting here in time, and I work in the same spot I'm sitting.
How nice is that?
It's pretty good.
I was talking to one of our mechanics. He moved from Florida to Wyoming, and he's out there right now. And he goes, yeah, because I was streaming live from inside my headset on the Facebook. So I was in my virtual house streaming live on my couch in virtual reality. And he goes, you need to get to work, dude. And I said, I'm working. And he goes, wow, with all this VR stuff, he goes, you wait one day, trucks are going to be in VR. And I go, why not? We're getting electric trucks now. We're getting self-driving trucks. Eventually, we're going to have virtual stuff. We don't have to do nothing. We get to sit at home, can drive the trucks just from wearing a headset. We don't have to leave our homes. It's going to be insane. So I'm
not fulfilling anything, and we're definitely not getting that love and belonging filled if we're even that much more isolated. Like, I'm glad I'm working at home right now, and the only reason I am is because what's going on in the world. And so I for that reason, I'm very thankful I get to be at home. But I love interacting with the people that I work with. I don't know, I facilitate support groups and different things like that, and that's the very best part of my job, and I don't get to do that right now, but I'm very thankful that I still have a job and that I'm safe.
And that you're single.
Safe. Well, that's
safe.
But
I thought you said single. I'm so thankful I'm single. I said, what is... I'm hearing things. I'm turning into Uncle Lisa. I don't like it.
That was, I had Oracles and Beyond come on the beginning of Saturday night's live stream and do a reading for me, a card reading. And so I said, okay, let's do the spirit animals. And mine came out as a bat. And I'm like, what the hell, a bat? Like, I was thinking, I want some cool animal. But it was all about rebirth and new beginnings. Things are coming to an end, and there's these new beginnings emerging, and it was so cool. I'm gonna literally go back and rewatch that reading because it fits.
How was the bat?
YouTube. What?
How is a bat considered rebirth?
I forget all the details. You got to go back and watch it.
And it's on your channel?
Because no other animal fit the category, so the bat got the leftovers? I don't know.
I like bats. I like bats. Don't get me wrong. It's just I don't see the rebirth.
Bat women, bat out of hell. These guys are hilarious. Hilarious. Bunch of smarty pantses in the chat, really. And I love it.
Hold on. What's this carving?
What do you?
The shippers, lumpers. Kathleen says the shippers, receivers, lumpers will also have to wear VR. Yeah, because they'll be controlling the robots that unload our trucks.
Megan, Going Green Mom says that reading that I had, if you want to understand that card, it was 20 minutes into my live stream on Saturday.
Is it a 13-hour live stream?
No, it's only 5 hours.
Was it really 5? Was it really 5 hours?
Yeah. The last two times, my last two Saturdays, I said, okay, that's it. It's midnight. I'm done. I'm not staying up till 4:30 in the morning.
How in the heck do you do it?
I made coffee at midnight, and then I couldn't sleep. I was having.
Have you noticed, like, I don't know how you do it. Tommy Travels makes fun of the RV community because we think an hour is too long. And because when he was doing his gross stuff, it would be like 2 or 3 hours. And I don't see how people can go that long. And then here you go, like going crazy with 5, 10, 13-hour streams. And I'm lucky if I could do a half hour. And then the last half hour, it's just like I'm mumbling, you know. I don't know how you do it.
I'm not saying I've been coherent through the whole process.
You have people on.
Yeah, it's very different. I don't think I could sit there and talk the whole time. And I mean, that's not, I'm like, okay, I have to have boundaries too, because I was sleeping all Sunday away. So it's literally losing a day of my life, right? So yeah, I reeled it back a little. But I still like doing them. And because I'm monetized doesn't mean I just want to quit what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing because I love it.
Is sleep in your life, is a day away really sleeping your life away? Sometimes sleep is just good. I love it. I love it.
You don't get very much sleep, do you? Being a truck driver.
I want it. I don't get much sleep and I don't get many showers.
Hence the ball stuff.
No. You know how great it is being a YouTube channel? You should start one, because these companies will send you stuff. And
YouTube channel, did you tell me, or are you talking to the people in the chat?
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
If you want, it's amazing having a YouTube channel. You should try it sometime. You get so much stuff from companies. They just go, oh, even if you're a small channel, here's some ball deodorant. Here's a manscaping razor. Here's a camera. Here's a computer. Oh, you need to turn your RV into a smart home. Here's a bunch of electronic devices with that you just talk to your lights and stuff like that in your motorhome, and try it out mobily, because maybe the RV community might want to make their RVs smarter, you know. And so they just start sending you all this stuff, and eventually it gets cluttered. But yeah, YouTube's been amazing. I know this went somewhere. I was going somewhere with it, but I don't know what we were talking about before. Brain fart.
About getting different things to trial. We got a comment from Tumbleweed RV Life saying that YouTube doesn't count that many hours on a live. My 13-hour and even my 8.5 hours, they were all split into 2.
So how long will they record the hours for?
I don't know. Count? Ray, didn't we think it was like 8 or something? I don't personally know. But you know what? My hours all counted. Because I kept very close track. When you make very little hours, then all of a sudden a whole bunch, and you're literally calculating, and Stream Elements tells you your average viewer throughout the whole thing. It's pretty easy to know if your hours counted or not. What people didn't, like Lucretia with Burning Up the Roads, didn't know, she'd do a live stream, make it private, add tags, yada, 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 and then put it back up. She's losing all her hours. When you take
Wow.
if I take this live and I make it private or unlisted, I lose all the hours we got while we did it. Same with the video, right?
That's strange. But I do know, like before like, say you set everything up, like you've had this set up for a couple days now, and you go into YouTube Creator Studio, and you do your tags and everything and get it all ready so it's prepared.
Yep.
Some people don't do that. Some people will just do their live stream and then go into Creator Studio after it's done and do the tags and title.
That's why I did it at first. Now I do it the better way. But you learn as you go. And you know what? There were some people that had said they would like to do a channel but don't know where to start. Look at my flippin' dishwasher video. It is the worst thing on earth. The worst thing ever. But you just start where you're at, and you just have to allow yourself to be vulnerable and take a chance.
It's hard. Even there's people that don't like being on camera, and they won't be on camera. They'll just shoot out, and they're not even part of the video. So if you're not comfortable being on camera, you don't have to be. You don't even have to talk. You could just, like, some people, I've seen channels that just put their telephone on their dash of their car, drive down the road for hours, and don't say nothing. No background music, no nothing. They just rode. And they're getting like 80,000 views, 90,000 views. Maybe they live in a beautiful part of the country, or, and they're just driving through the trees, and that's it. And they're you could start just like that. And then you'll start getting brave where you talk a little bit, and then maybe eventually you'll flip it around and talk to the camera. But yeah,
well, when I started, I didn't like seeing myself on video, but doing the live streams has helped me get over that. I felt like I could be myself more in the last video that I made, instead of not knowing who I was supposed to be. It's okay being me.
Yeah, I mean, as hideous as you are, yeah, but you've gotten over that.
Where is that bird? Where is that bird?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Banned.
Oh my! You were just given the bird.
Channel, you realize, right?
You're such a help and such a sweetheart. I love you so much, and I'm going to use that application. I got it ready to go so I can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
You and Teresa at Meant to Be RV have been, because she was doing that for me, and now I get to learn how to do it myself because of you. You guys are all.
I just learned it from Aaron. So
from Aaron from RV Kids.
Aaron Jemison.
Oh, Jemison. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I know a couple Aarons now. So.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you got, because RV Kids, Rocky's wife. So I was like, I don't know. There's a lot of people. We all have the same names. I used to get James Cantonese and Jerry Hawley messed up.
Really?
Back in the day. Oh yeah. I don't know. Back when we all were first starting out, it was just like, I would get them because they had the Jerry and James show, and I would get them mixed up periodically.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I came up with some stupid idea back in the day about creating like a TV guide for YouTube, so we all had specific times. And I said, Jerry, why don't you and James get together, and then guys can just say who's on, and create a schedule and do all this stuff. And they did that, and they created their whole channel around that. And it was like, it worked great, and a lot of people stuck to it. It's kind of gone now, but they were like Abbott and Costello. They were a team, and they were pulling it together. But at the beginning, I would get them confused and say James when I was actually talking to Jerry. I'm bad with names. I grew up near Berkeley, California. Well,
this is my good reminder that we went twice as long. Aaron saying good night to everybody. Good night, Aaron. You're just gonna have to come back.
Who, Aaron?
You.
I'm always in your streams.
Come back on my stream. I know you listen sometimes when you drive, which is greatly appreciated. You are very supportive, and I have always appreciated that. But you should, when you have time, pop in, chit chat. It's fun.
I'm afraid to be on camera though, and it's kind of weird. I don't like being on. I'm scared. I speak English.
You were nervous before, and then you would have never known. It is different when it's on someone else's channel.
No, it's just because I'm. It's like I'm talking to you, so it's okay. It's like we're in the same room, but so it's not a big deal. But I don't even notice the camera's on until I see myself over here. But it doesn't make me easy. After all this time, are you nervous about being on camera still?
I get nervous 5 minutes before every time. Every time I have to quickly go pee 5 minutes before. It's like a nervous thing. I don't know.
When I'm getting off here, I'm gonna go pee. I've been holding it in this whole time. I've been nervous this whole time. It's coming out.
All right.
I love you, girl. I'll go ahead and let me go, and I'll let you sign off. Thanks everybody for tuning in and coming in and checking me out. I appreciate it. And if you guys would click that one video, the thumbs up, you don't have to watch. I don't need watch time on it to want to know. But for every time you guys leave a thumbs up, I'm going to donate $1 to a local women's shelter. And it's going to be and I'm just going to tell you where it's going to be. It's going to be in Metropolis, Illinois. They're struggling up there, so I'm going to donate up there and give it to somebody to do it and just hand it to them. So thumbs up. I'm going to match every thumbs up for $1.
We're getting a Justin and Christina raid, and we're just signing out.
Justin and Christina.
JNC raid,
Silly
right?
Canucks.
Silly kids. But anyways, thank you so much, Rick. I have really appreciated your time. And I love and appreciate everyone in the chat. And I will not be here on Wednesday, but I am going to be here on Thursday with Box Van D. So I will see you guys then.